What is the name?
My name is Mohit.
Mohit, so please tell me about yourself.
I live in Rewa, Madhya Pradesh with my family. There are four family members, including me, my father, my sister, and my mother. About my qualification, I have recently graduated in data computer science from IDPB University and pursuing my internship as a front-end web developer from ProScale Hub since last 6 months.
Okay. So Mohit, what are your hobbies?
I like to play video games, but as a front-end developer, I like to get updated with the new trends by keeping searching new technologies.
Okay, what are your strengths?
I am self-motivated, self-disciplined, and solution-oriented person.
By weaknesses?
My English was not so good, but I'm working.
So what are the languages you are proficient in?
I am proficient in React.js, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and in verbal languages, I am proficient in English and Hindi.
Are you a fresher or do you have an experience?
I have experience. I have worked as a front-end web developer in ProScale Hub for 6 months.
Have you made any project or something?
Yes, I have created the clone of the India's most trending website, that is Zomato. Its features are authentications, gateway, and filtering the websites or filtering the restaurants and dishes. Its main motive is to deliver the food from the restaurant to the customer.
Name a recent project, please.
Yes, sir. Can you repeat it, please?
Explain your recent project.
I created a clone of the Zomato clone, which has features like authentication, filtration, and gateway. I had implemented the authentication part and the gateway part with the help of Razorpay and authentication with the help of Auth0. It also has a feature of login with Google APIs or Google and Facebook.
So what are components?
Components are just when we create small parts of the complex pages. That's called component. We can use it as much as we want.
What is the difference between props and state?
Props are the data passed from parents to the children to render, and states are the variables which is used to render the dynamic data.
What is the difference between stateful and stateless components?
Stateful components are the components with the states in which we can dynamically render the data, and in stateless components, the data is fixed or static, or we can change the data with the help of the props.
What is React?
React is the beautiful UI UX design website library, which is based on JavaScript. It is used to create complex pages with the help of components, so we can reuse it again and again. That will make it easy to learn for the beginners too, because it also implements JSX elements, which is direct use of JSX in the HTML pages.
What are the features of React?
Its main feature is it is easy to use because of its JSX element. Beginners can easily use the JavaScript inside the HTML pages with small amount of knowledge of JavaScript, and it is server-side rendering. That's why it is faster than the other frameworks. And it's lightweight because it is a library. We can also implement other modules or other libraries which we want.
What are functional components?
Functional components are the code of component. Functional components are the functions, basic functions, with the help of which we can render the pages or part of the pages.
What are hooks?
Hooks are recently launched in the 16.8 version of the React. Its main function is to give the features of lifecycle hook of the class components. Um,
What is Redux?
Redux is used to manage the state of the React. Its function we can, with the help of Redux, we can eliminate the prop-trailing methods and other API storage.
What is control and uncontrolled components?
In control components, we can manually render the components, but in uncontrolled components, sometimes it has been rendered without our consent.
What is the purpose of fragment in React?
Fragment is one part of code as a component. We can use it as much as we want.
Explain the concept of prop drilling.
Trailing basically, if when we talk about the family, there are 4 to 5 family members as a generations, grandfather, father, and children. So, as a genetics, if we want to pass the data, we have to pass from grandfather to the father, then to the children. But if we use Redux, we can directly pass from a store to direct to the grandfather or father or children, or we can eliminate also the father, so we can directly transfer it to the children or grandfather.
What is API?
It is an application programming interface. It is a small part of code used to connect to the server. We can also pass the requests from it.
Okay. So, what is Axios?
Axios is used to send or receive the HTTP request. It is a library which also using frontend and backend.
Okay, so can you explain with the examples, please?
Hmm. As a request, we can also fetch APIs like get data, post data, or in logging functions. So we can easily done it with the Axios. It will send the request
Have
to
you ever
this.
have you ever used Axios in your project?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the Zomato phone, I use the Axios.
Explain it. How? Explain it.
How? In the authentication part where we have to send the data as a login or credentials to the backend, I use Axios Post. And when we need to fetch the locations of the drop down, I use Axios.get to get the part.
So, what is higher order components in React?
Higher order component is used to return the component. We basically use it for the verification part. If our system has the token, so it will return the part, or else it will redirect us to the login page.
Okay, explain with example. And where did you use it?
As I said, we can implement it as a higher function in the confirmation part. It will it will set like it is always check the token when we redirect into the other pages. If there is the page available and the token is available, then we able to redirect to the page, else we redirect to the login page. It means it will help us to restrict the pages from the unknown users. Just like if we didn't log in, we are not able to redirect to that pages.
How is virtual DOM is different from a real DOM?
In the realm domes, if there is any change in the small part of the pages, the whole page gets changed. But in the virtual dome, there is a copy of the actual dome, and the small part changes in the virtual dome, and it will render in the whole page.
What is
So it is
SSR?
faster than the dome.
Okay, it is faster than what?
Sorry, dome.
Okay. What is SSR?
Sorry, dome.
So What are the limitations of React?
React is good, but it is limited. It is limited because it is basically a library. Just like the frameworks we use rather than React that are full-fledged with including routings and other features. But React is just a component-based library. If we want to use other features, we have to use the third-party libraries like React Router DOMs, Axios, and other features.
Okay, why do you want to switch the company?
Mm. In previous company, I got the best teams, but I feel like I am at the saturation point of my knowledge, so I want to explore more in my field. That's why I'm switching my job.
What is callback function?
Callback functions are the basic functions which has been called themselves or by itself. When we call something, they will call it and give us the outputs like it's fetched or failed.
Okay, what is higher? What is uh,
सालों
promises?
From a sense, sorry, don't.
What is callback function?
Other functions are the basically the functions. When we call it, it will give us the result like it has been fetched or success of it.
What is current function?
Oh, but can you put that?
What is the difference between let and const?
Const are the basically variables which we cannot change. And let are the variables which we can change it. For example, it is scope-based variable. Just like if we implement things inside the functions, it has no scope of outside it. So it will get exhausted or get destroyed
So what is the
when
difference
the
between
function.
uh, multi-level and multiple inheritance? What is abstraction?
Abstraction are the basically if we have to abstract something, we will abstract the important part of the huge or garbage data. We can extract the basic or important points from it that we will need.
What is the difference between overloading and overriding?
Can you repeat please? Hello. Can you repeat it please?
What is the difference between overloading and overriding polymorphs? What is encapsulation?
लास्ट फ्राइडे को भी एलआईसी ऑफिस पहुंचे फ्राइडे को भी एलआईसी ऑफिस पहुंचे
Please, what is?
What is encapsulation? What is specifier? So Mohit, what is the salary expectation?
As a search and as an experience. Our field is basically as I research for my field and as I'm experienced as a 1 year, I'm expecting salary of 6 lakhs.
इसका एटीएम चालू करवा लिया एटीएम चालू हो गया इसका एक प्रॉब्लम
Are you comfortable to relocate to different city?
Okay.